Hello and welcome to today's video. So this time we're going to be looking at a vintage Corgi 503 Chipperfields Circus giraffe truck. So sit back, relax, and let's take a look. Okay then, so this is going to be the start of what I hope to be a brand new series where I actually buy vintage Corgi models and unbox them and add them to my collection. So as you may have seen on my channel before, I am a keen supporter of the Corgi Model Club, and they're re-releasing some classic Corgi models each month, but I do also enjoy original Corgi models, and I'm not so sure that some of the Chipperfields Circus stuff is ever going to get re-released by the Corgi Model Club. And not just that, I do sort of fancy having it as originals, so it was quite iconic. There's lots of bits in the set to collect if you want to try and get it all, and a few variations as well. But one of the pieces that I always really wanted to get early on was the Giraffes set, which is a Corgi 503. Now this originally came out in 1964 and was produced for 7 years, so until 1971. God blimey. There we are. And it's one of the, I think, most attractive of all the actual Chipperfields Circus pieces, and I'm very much hoping that the one that I've bought is as nice as it is in the flesh as it was in the pictures, because it was a particularly lovely one. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to be able to get them all in this shape, but there are a handful of Corgis that I would like as originals, and the Chipperfields Circus range is definitely one of them, but I am going to be quite picky with my quality. So thankfully this looks like it's been extremely well packed, which is good news, and I'm being careful opening it in the hope that we can get the model out in one piece. Okay, so there we go. They're very well packed. The person I bought them off had an awful lot of die casts, so I think they were a die cast specialist. So there we are. And what we'll do, we'll pop all the bits and pieces back into this little box so they're out of the way, and we'll get the actual die cast out and we'll give it a really good thorough looking over it, and if it needs it, give it any sort of clean that it might need as well. So there we go. Right. There we are. So I suppose because of the age of the Chipperfields Circus range, they don't really turn up in absolutely tip-top condition all the time, and I am fairly fussy with my die cast because, of course, all my actual Corgis that I've got in my cabinet are all brand new because they've come from the Corgi Model Club, so they're no more than 2 years old. But this is slightly different, being well, potentially back to the early to mid 60s. It did get re-released sort of in the early 70s with a window box. So there is another version of this one, but this is the original box version. Now it has got a bit of a closed tear there, which I have to say I didn't actually spot that when I bought it, which is a bit of a shame. I'm a little disappointed with that, but I think overall it's still going to be okay. Now let's carefully open this one up. It is got some packing inside as well, which isn't a bad thing at all. Obviously I will have this on display in my cabinet behind glass, so it should be absolutely fine. There we are. So I suppose with the closed tear just there, I could easily just put a bit of Pritt stick in there and glue that down, so I probably will do that in a minute. But let's have a look at the actual model. So this was the original bit of cardboard that was sort of wrapped around the model when it was in its box. And then we've got two little giraffes and the actual die cast itself. So I can see there's a little like mark there which might need a little bit of polish. I believe that the back goes up, possibly. Not sure on that one. Bedford tractor unit. There we are. It's got like this sort of the spun wheels, and of course it has two giraffes, which these little plastic giraffes. So a lot of these early Corgi sets had little models in, didn't they? And there it is. So a little bit of wear, I'm guessing, on the hooves, although they may have been like that on purpose. I don't know. I mean, this particular model, you can see it's not had a lot of play, so it's in pretty nice condition, I would say, as examples go. So yeah, I think all in all, that's a pretty nice one, that. Yeah, so very nice. I think I am going to fix that box though. So the way I would do a closed tear, it's a very similar process to if this was the cover of a book. I'm just going to put a slither of Pritt stick, which is great for paper and cardboard. I'm just going to put the slither of Pritt stick in there, push the two bits together, and that will just keep that bit from getting any worse. So that is my plan. So one thing I do, I use this little screwdriver here, and I just put a little bit on the end of the tip of the screwdriver to give a bit of control. I'm just going to slide that in there. Doesn't need a lot, just a little bit, like that. Doesn't matter, you don't need to be too exact on this because you can just wipe it away. Trying to get this in picture. There we are. I'm just pushing against my finger underneath there. And that looks a little bit better. So it just looks like a little vein on the front box. However, when I display it, of course, I'll be able to display it in my cabinet with the best of the two sides. And that's the good thing about these old Corgis. You can just choose the side that you fancy, the one that has the best eye appeal. And I think with this particular case, it's definitely that one. A little bit of a mark there. I wonder if that was the original price sticker, possibly. It's got the it's got 8.3. Now I don't know what that means. It doesn't look like it's an old a price amount by any means. So, but the rest of the box all seems quite nice. It's not dusty in any way. It was just that little hairline tear there, as it were, but I don't think that looks too bad, in all honesty. So I shall have it sort of displayed like that in the cabinet, and have the actual die cast next to it. Now, what I do like to do with my die cast is just give them the once over. So I have got a soft polish here, and I do this with my Matchbox toys as well. And I use a little bit of Mr. Sheen, which I sort of spray into the corner here and get the cloth damp, like so. Now, I don't want to get anything on the paper sticker there, but there was that little bit of black mark, if you remember. Was it on that side? There, it was on this side here. There's that tiny little black mark there, which I'm hoping, I don't know, but I'm hoping with a bit of polish it might come out. It looks like it is. Yeah. So that black mark's gone now, but I think all it was just a little bit of like a fingerprint, maybe from a newspaper or something like that. Now, the other thing I like to do, I've got a soft brush here. Now, sometimes it's quite difficult to get into the corners of these. So, and this one's got like little ridges along the side of the actual back here. So I'm just putting my brush along there, and any sort of dust that has potentially accumulated, of which there's not a lot on this one, it's not exactly dirty, well, it's just going to displace it. There we are. The actual paintwork, I mean, it's almost flawless. I can see the tiniest dent there, a tiny little fleck of missing paint. But on the whole, it's an absolutely stonking, virtually mint model. It's not mint, but it's near mint, I would think. So it's as good as I'm going to get. And I think with these old 50-plus year models, I'm not going to be able to afford the very creme de la creme, the absolute mint and pristine ones. They're just too much money. But I will get as good as I can afford when I come across them. There we are. I don't think there's anything with these giraffes. And I will also just run my slightly damp cloth along the top of the cab there. There we are. Very, very nice indeed. Yeah, I think that's a real nice one. Very, very nice. So I think that's about as good as we're going to get it. So we have the box there. Got the actual truck there. Now, I'm not sure how I'm going to display these. I might have the big giraffe sort of in the boot, in the back. Maybe the small one just in front, like that. Something along those lines, I think. And I'll pop this bit of cardboard, I'll put that back in the box. So I think that's how I'm going to have it displayed. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed my very first vintage Corgi unboxing and cleaning. It was certainly a great addition to the collection, and I certainly hope to get some more Chipperfields Circus models in the future. I am also very keen to restart my collection of Corgi 233, which is the Heinkel bubble car. So there you go. If you have enjoyed today's video, do please give it the thumbs up. Do please hit the subscribe button for regular vintage diecast content, and I'll look forward to seeing you again very soon. Bye.